This is KCAL News, Los Angeles.
It's snowing or hailing.
We've seen it all day today. Hail, snow, rain, and there's still more on the way.
We are on SoCal Storm Watch from the mountains to the sea and everywhere in between. We've got you covered as this winter storm wallops Southern California over the next couple of days. Hi, everyone. I'm Susie Sa.
And I'm Juan Fernandez. The blast of winter weather was no joke across SoCal today, and the worst, yes, the worst is still to come.
Yeah, communities across our region woke up to rain this morning, and some were even treated with some rare snowfall. We have live team coverage on the winter freeze this afternoon, and we have reporters out in the elements all across SoCal as another round moves in.
We have our next weather team working together to bring you the latest on where the storm is going. We begin with meteorologist Markina Brown tracking the conditions. Markina?
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. Yeah, that's a good winter weather song, right? It's snowing, it's hailing. Nobody knows what's going on. All we know is that we have lots of winter weather around. It's windy, it's cold, and it is very unorganized. We are seeing a potpourri of weather today. And as you said, Juan, that will continue as we go through tomorrow. As we take a current look at our next weather satellite radar composite, you can see the rain in and around the area. There is also some places that are seeing absolutely nothing, drier conditions, sunshine even. And then, of course, we go to the places where we are obviously seeing snow, and it is coming down pretty good in places like Crestline, Wrightwood, Rancho Cucamonga there, right along the 10, seeing just steady rainfall. Then you go up to Palmdale. You've probably seen a little bit of everything today, right? A little snow, a little rain, snow mix, now rain. South of there, right along the 210 Santa Clarita Valley, they are seeing rain. So we are seeing a little bit of everything, as I said today. That will continue as we go through tomorrow, but there are some of you that will see snow that don't normally see snow. To talk about that, let's go to my colleague, meteorologist Evelyn Taft, to talk about who could see white stuff.
Markina, I mean, that's the main event. We're all talking about it across Southern California. And as we get a look at some of these numbers and elevations, you'll see right behind me, Porter Ranch, 1,200 feet, we could see snow. Redlands, just over 1,300 feet, we could see snow. Calabasas, this is where it's sort of maybe a 50-50. We're under 1,000 feet, but we could see a flurry. And again, like Markina just mentioned, we did see snow earlier today, hail, of course, grapple, that's part of the equation as well. Oak Park at 1,100 feet, potentially expecting snow. We're also looking at blizzard-like conditions. Here's the thing. Over the next couple of days right here, we are expecting to see the southerly surge come up. These are your southerly winds actually coming in overnight. They're going to actually let snow levels drop off a little bit. So when that happens, we're going to start to see some warmer air. When we see that, well, that's when we see blizzard conditions. We could see whiteout conditions, visibility down to 1/4 of a mile or less. We're going to break this down for you, of course, coming up in just a little bit. We'll show you what to expect over the next few days. But for now, Juan, Susie, back to you. All right, Evelyn and Markina, thank you. Well, in the Cajon Pass, snow has been coming down this afternoon, causing whiteout conditions in some areas.
Our Storm Watch coverage continues with Rena Nakano live in the Cajon Pass, where drivers got quite an experience earlier today. Rena?
Hey, Juan and Susie, you know what? Here on the El Cajon Pass, we saw everything from warm sunshine to that whiteout condition you just talked about. It's all thanks to those really fast-moving clouds. But take a look. What else is fast-moving right now is the traffic, because there is no snow right now. But earlier, that definitely was not the case. SoCal residents along the Cajon Pass Thursday weren't too sure whether they could weather the weather.
I am cold. I'm really cold.
It's cold. It's crazy and it's cold.
Travis Dixon says he just had to document this rare phenomenon.
I'm out here trying to film the snow. We don't get this every year, so it's been a while since it got this much snow down here.
Around 1 o'clock, whiteout conditions meant little to no visibility, making driving extremely difficult.
It's pretty scary coming down because it's kind of wet and slick, so people need to slow down coming down the hill.
By 1:30, Caltrans trucks poured its sand salt mixture to treat the slick roads, something Valeria Alvarado needed as she drove into Arizona.
It's going to be nice. I've never seen the snow before. It's the first time.
But for Apple Valley resident Santonio Munoz, this wasn't his first rodeo. In this 30-degree weather, he didn't even need a jacket.
But I'm cold looking at you. Oh my gosh.
Not everyone was as cool as he, as others went racing back inside.
Think you're gonna be playing in the snow when you get back home, or what you gonna do?
I'm gonna be in the house at the fireplace playing the game. I can't be in the snow, it's too cold.
And I absolutely cannot be in the snow either. I too am a wimpy Southern Californian, so I ran back in the news van as soon as I can. But here's the deal. Right now it's in the upper 30s, no snow at this moment, but as our meteorologists have been saying, it's going to get colder as we get into the night and tomorrow, so definitely bundle up, and when you're driving, slow down. Live in the Cajon Pass, I'm Rita Nakano, KCAL News.
Look at this, snow falling on the 14 freeway in Palmdale this morning, and KCAL giving us a bird's eye view of snow-topped mountains in the Sylmar area.
And there are concerns the snow could shut down the Grapevine when temperatures drop later on tonight. So drivers are being warned to take extra precautions.
KCAL News reporter Rachel Kim is live in Castaic, where the cars will be stopped if the 5 freeway closes. Rachel?
Juan and Susie, you can see behind me that traffic is moving pretty smoothly up and down the 5 here in Castaic. I just checked in with CHP Fort Cajon, and they tell me the Grapevine looks good, still open in both directions. They say the roads are just wet at this point, but of course the concern is those wet roads icing over as it gets colder later tonight. Fraser Park was picturesque as residents and the horses got a nice coat of snow just before noon, while the mountain community started to turn white. Just down the road in Lebec, we met Damon Silva and his family from Fresno. They're heading to Fontana for the NASCAR races.
We have 2 trailers being towed. One went ahead of us, and we're waiting for the next one to get fuel and hope to get over before it snows or ice.
Silva left early this morning because he doesn't intend on doing any racing of his own down a potentially icy Interstate 5.
It's not good if it gets shut down.
Carlos Trejo wants to avoid getting stuck too because he and his wife need to get to Barstow.
We're supposed to actually leave tomorrow, but because of the weather and all the closures and stuff, we decided to head out early in the morning out of Sacramento.
The CHP is monitoring the conditions along the Grapevine and will shut it down if the ice buildup makes it unsafe for drivers. Caltrans applied brine or saltwater solution along the I-5 through the Cajon Pass last night to keep the road from freezing on the brine line.
We normally do escorts before we shut the Grapevine down, so if things start not looking too good, we'll start bringing traffic in at a certain pace to have a lot of cars coming up and over to keep the road surface warm.
I try and keep ahead of the weather when I'm driving. Of course, it's always a concern when you're driving a big truck.
Truck driver Jeff Hart hopes Interstate 5 will stay open, but he put his truck in park in Lebec for a while during his trip back to British Columbia, Canada.
My rule of thumb is if I have to put chains on, I park my truck. No load, as far as I'm concerned, is worth my life.
So if you do have to travel along the Grapevine, the CHP advises to leave early, slow down, and leave plenty of space between you and the cars around you. They also say if they do eventually have to shut down the Grapevine, they will start turning cars around at their turnaround points here along the freeway, one here in Castaic, one in the Grapevine. Reporting live in Castaic, Rachel Kim, KCAL News.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Snow also falling in San Bernardino County, and not just in Big Bear. It's also sticking in Yucaipa.
That's where KCAL News reporter Jasmine Veal is live this afternoon to show us. Jasmine.
Okay, so the Yucaipa Kelly Mesa Joint Unified School District canceled classes today because of all this snow, which is why so many kids were out here at this park today playing in it. I mean, just look how much of it stuck to the ground. And now I'm the unofficial snowball fight referee. Go! The snowball fight is now on. Yes, they've been sledding, and so many of the businesses around here are happy that this is attracting so many visitors up to this area.
Its poor little head.
Building snowmen.
And we made a snowman.
And making snow angels in Yucaipa.
It happens, but not like this. This is amazing. I left work because I'm like, I can't be at work while there's snow.
At a nearby campground, the snow was also being used to keep these beverages cold. But the barbecue was hot. It's where the McGregor family from Cherry Valley is vacationing in their RV.
Just out here having a good time, you know, playing in the snow and enjoying it, you know. For kids haven't seen a whole lot of snow.
The snow caught some people off guard. Did you expect to see this much snow?
Oh, no.
This is the most snow people living here in this city about 10 miles east of San Bernardino say that they have seen in years.
I grew up here, so it's been a long time since I've seen it like this.
Oh yeah, we'll be full today.
Brendan Gallegos' family owns the Oak Glen Steakhouse, and they are expecting a busy weekend because of it.
Just brings more traffic up here.
And it is still coming down.
Daniel Morello lives in Big Bear and says this storm is going down in the record books.
It's still, like, I mean, look at this car. Look at this car. That's just from the last 30 minutes. It's been coming down hard. And I think we've literally gotten more than we've had in this storm than we've had in all of the last 2 years.
Back in Yucaipa, people had to take advantage of this rare snow day. Come up, see the snow, and then head to work. Okay, so schools, district offices, other activities expected to resume tomorrow. Again, schools and those district offices expected to be open unless this weather kicks back up again, and then everyone will be notified. Okay, it's on. You guys can throw it at me. Live here in Yucaipa, Jasmineville, KCAL News.
You get him, kids.
Getting hammered out here.
You're my hero, Jasmine.
Oh my
you are
gosh.
my hero.
Yeah. Run,
Out
Jasmine.
of here.
That she's wonderful. Thanks, Jasmine.
Thanks so much. Well, it is quite the winter wonderland in Big Bear, which is getting one of the biggest storms in years. 9 inches of snow fell throughout the day yesterday, and more fresh powder will be dumped over the next couple of days. The mountain community could get 4 more feet of snow by the time the system clears out.
Coming up, dodging hailstones.
And hailing too. An unusual sight off the Dana Point Harbor had coastal residents scrambling.
And no snowball fights here in the Antelope Valley yet, and that is the key word, yet. We'll tell you what's expected and how folks are getting ready. Coming up.
Speaking of snowball fights, could you have one in your neighborhood? How much snow could you see? We'll talk about it coming up.
Former Hollywood movie mogul Harvey Weinstein was sentenced today in downtown LA for rape. He was given 16 years in prison for assaulting an Italian model in an LA hotel room back in 2013. She told the judge today no sentence can undo the damage he did to her. Weinstein appealed to the judge, insisting he is innocent. He's already serving time in New York for similar crimes.
Former South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh decided to testify in his own defense in his double murder trial today. He confessed to lying to police about his whereabouts on the night of the murders.
I wasn't thinking clearly. I don't think I was capable of reason. And I lied about being down there. I didn't shoot my wife or my son anytime.
Murdaugh also apologized to his family and to others who he lied to. Prosecutors say he killed his wife and his son at the dog kennels on their estate in 2021 to distract from the financial misconduct charges the now disbarred lawyer faces.
Well, as we've been talking about, our weather could mean bad news on our roads. Let's get a check on our traffic now.
KCAL's Robert Dubucky joins us now with total traffic.
Well, thank you, guys. Yeah, thankfully, so far, it's actually looking pretty good out there. Mostly just a normal afternoon drive on the roads in the Inland Empire. You are seeing some problems in the mountain roads. Well, first off, the travel advisory here for the Cajon Pass. Of course, there was earlier snow in that area. It has let up for now, so all the roads are open and moving well. But we do expect that to change as the evening goes on. So be aware you might have some delays and some slippery roads through the area. We also have the chains required on all the mountain roads. As I said, the 18, the 38, the 330. Make sure you bring your chains if you're heading through any of those areas. And then the Grapevine, the big story that we were talking about before, is that the road may get shut down as the evening goes on, as snow potentially comes back into play here. At this time, though, all lanes are open and moving well. With your next traffic report, I'm Robert Dubucky.
Okay, Robert, thanks for keeping an eye on that for us. All right, this is the Antelope Valley. People there have already seen snow and more is on the way. For some people, they're excited to see snow for the very first time.
Yeah, and others are bundling up in this winter blast. KCAL's Joy Benedict is live in Palmdale this afternoon with the conditions there right now. Joy?
It is cold. That is the condition right now. That is what we have seen since we got here yesterday. We did see a little bit of warm up. It was like 40 degrees today, but with these wind chills, boy, it sure does make it feel worse. And you can tell by the snow over there on the hillside behind me, we were definitely flirting with freezing as the white stuff started falling down. Take a look at this video from earlier this morning as we did get just a little bit of a dusting. As you can see, the snow didn't stick for long. It sort of fluttered down, landed on some noses, some tongues also, I'm sure, of children everywhere, and then a little bit on the ground. It did make driving a little bit difficult, certainly when it came to visibility, but nonetheless, most of that snow has thawed later on in the afternoon as that sun came up. And that takes us to this next video. Blue skies over here in Palmdale as folks were certainly bundling up, though, trying to go about their errands. Some of them taking that jacket off because, you know, it's that trick. It's same thing in the Midwest. It's like you get 10 degrees warmer and you think it's warm now. It's not warm. It's still very, very cold. And a lot of folks were caught off guard, even though they knew that. But talking to folks that were out and about today, many of them said, you know what, they kind of liked the snow.
This morning, I was super excited because snowflakes come down. Yeah, I'm super happy. We just moved to America like a year ago, so I never touched snow, and then I saw the snowflakes came down from the sky.
So this was your first time seeing snow?
Yes.
Like ever?
Ever. 48 years, like ever. That's why I was super happy.
I live in Lake Hughes, and we had a little bit of snow, so it was beautiful.
And so you're hoping for some more?
Absolutely.
What is it about snow that excites us here in California and folks in Minneapolis want to get rid of it?
I don't know, just because we're not used to it, it's kind of, you know, like special, I guess.
It is kind of special. We're very excited about our winter storm here in Southern California. I mean, just listen to any of the meteorologists we've had on the air these last couple of days. It is exciting just simply because we don't see it that often, especially here in Palmdale. It is special, and so we're going to enjoy it, at least for now. I may say something different tomorrow or Saturday.
Love Fabiola's excitement over the snow. Thank you, Joy, for that. All right, over in Ventura County, evacuation warnings have been issued.
Yeah, SEM editor Mike Rogers is at the desk monitoring all things related to the storm in real time. Mike, what can you tell us about these evacuations?
Yeah, hi, Juan and Susie. These were ordered about an hour or so ago, and right now they are just evacuation warnings. They are not evacuation orders, but I want to come to my computer here, show you exactly what we're talking about. Now, this area probably looks familiar because it's the same area that got hit really hard during that series of rainstorms we had in early January. This is up in Ojai, this area just kind of south of the Ojai, and then up here as we go up to 33. Now, you'll remember the 33 still closed after that significant damage that they sustained during the storms. I can tell you, I talked to the Ventura County Sheriff's Office because I asked, is there anybody still up there? All those people were originally evacuated. They said, yes, some people did stay behind. There are people that went back after they were evacuated the first time. So they're asking those people to consider evacuating right now. It's not an order, but they are asking them to please try to get out of the area if they can, as they're worried about more potential flooding in this area, guys.
All right, Mike, keep us posted on that one. Or we're in the middle of our winter storm with more rain and snow on the way.
So our weather team is doubling up to bring you the next forecast. Meteorologist Markina Brown with the first look. Markina?
Hey guys, yeah, let's do it. Doubling up because there is so much information to give. As we take you first to our satellite radar, I want to kind of take a trip in and around the area so I can show you what folks are going through. Lots of us, again, are dry and seeing sunshine, but others are seeing snow showers and rain and maybe a little hail, graupel, as Evelyn mentioned earlier. When you see hail and graupel, that just demonstrates the amount of instability we are dealing with a kind of weather system such as this one, right? We look at places like Crestline, San Bernardino, Rancho Cucamonga, dry right now. The folks in San Bernardino now getting back into the rain and looking at temperatures that are probably cooling even more with that rain cooled air. We are now seeing snow just to the south of the folks in Palmdale. You saw some of that snow earlier. The folks in Altadena, yeah, you are dry right now, but you've got rain on the way. I want to go ahead and track some of this rain that is just off to the west of you to see where this is going, because a lot of these folks that are now dry won't stay dry. So we are looking at Pasadena seeing rain in about 4 minutes, Alhambra about 15, Arcadia 25, Duarte, you are about 36 minutes away from seeing rain, and the folks in Glendora, you've got some on the way for you as well. Going north of there, here we go again, the folks in Acton looking at snow, and this is some pretty heavy snow, you know, because not only are you seeing white, but you are also seeing little blue in there. That just gives us an idea of the intensity in which this snow is coming down. So now we are going to just focus on the snow and let you know how much you could see in your neighborhood with meteorologist Evelyn Taft. She has that information. Hey, Ev.
Markina, hey, and really impressive. And as we get a look at those snowfall totals right here, we're getting a look at our futurecast snow, and you'll see all the numbers. So this is Friday, and you will see tomorrow we're going to see a bit of snow, some impressive numbers. Gorman, maybe 5 inches. Fraser Park getting 5 inches. Once everything is said and done, we could get 6 to 12, so up to a foot through the Ventura County mountains. And once we head to Big Bear and our resorts in the San Bernardino and Riverside County mountains, that's where we could get up to 6 feet, 7 feet above 6,000 feet. As we stop the clock on Saturday, you're going to see those accumulations starting to grow. And as we check in with Sunday, now Sunday is going to be sort of the tail end of this event. Most of the snow coming through Saturday and then getting a little bit of a break. But take a look, Gorman, 30 inches of snow, which is unbelievable. 36 inches for Fraser Park. And as we head to Lancaster, you will see about 3 inches. And Wrightwood, just close to 50 inches of snow. That might be the winner here in Southern California, which is really remarkable. We're going to continue to track it all, and we'll show you what to expect in your neighborhood hour by hour coming up in just a little bit. But for now, Susie, Juan, back to you.
Wow, well, there's a great example. Holy cow.
Ahead, a journalist covering blustery weather becomes part of the news story when a strong wind gust hijacks his live shot.
Just early in the afternoon. Wow, well, there's a great example. Holy cow.
Holy cow is right. A news reporter in Las Vegas found out how strong the winds were blowing when he got knocked right off of his feet, as you just saw. Reporter Drew Andre was out covering the high wind gust that had taken down a sign near the Mandalay Bay Casino. Then, as you saw, Andre got swept away. He was not hurt and laughed it off.
And wind wasn't the only thing folks in the desert were dealing with. Snow flurries swept across parts of Las Vegas yesterday. Winter storm warnings have been issued by the National Weather Service for large parts of Nevada, with high altitude areas set to be hit with blizzard conditions. Coming up at 4:30, encased in ice.
Yeah, a car gets its own version of a winter coat. The chilly surprise left for one driver when he rolled down his window.
Snow and hail in parts of our valley. Coming up, a rare look at what some people are doing to brace for the worst of this storm.
This is KCAL News, Los Angeles.
Now at 4:30, we are on storm watch. The Southland bracing for another round of wet weather tonight.
The storm clouds are moving in once again, so when should we expect the rain and some of that snow to come down tonight?
Yeah, our next weather team coverage continues now with meteorologist Markina Brown and Evelyn Taft. Let's check back in now with Markina for an update on the storm conditions. Markina.
Hey there, guys. For some folks, the rain hasn't stopped. For some, it stopped earlier today, and they've been looking at sunshine. So it's a very unsettled, kind of scattered weather pattern that we're dealing with. Here's what you need to know about what's happening as we move forward. We've got another, believe it or not, stronger storm moving in. That means showers will increase for us as we get into the overnight. Heavy rain at times, possibly. This is when we'll be watching out more for flooding. The flooding and the mudslides, the debris flows are definitely something that will be a concern overnight tonight and especially into tomorrow. Also looking at strong winds and very heavy snow, again, coming our way with this next system. To talk more about this next system and the intensity it's going to bring for us, let's go to meteorologist Evelyn Taft. She has that. Hey, Ev.
Hey, Markina, we are getting a closer look at that. And as we get a look at futurecast snow, we were just mentioning we could get up to 5 feet, maybe isolated amounts up to 7 feet. And of course, as Marquina was just mentioning, we could get several travel disruptions over the next few days. So we're looking at numerous long duration road closures. You want to plan for maybe the complete shutdown of the I-5 corridor. That includes the Grapevine, of course, the 14 and the Cajon Pass as well. And as we get a look right here, just know streets may be impassable in heaviest hit communities. So we're keeping our eyes peeled on the roads. And of course, over the next few days, we're expecting both rain and snow, at least through Saturday, drier Sunday. And talking about another batch of rain moving through next week. We'll have more details on that coming up in just a little bit. But for now, Juan, Susie, back to you.
Evelyn, Marquina, thank you. Well, while we have our team of reporters spread out covering this storm, we're also getting a lot of pictures and videos from you, our viewers.
Yes, I'm editor Mike Rogers has been going through all of them this afternoon and is at the desk now to show us a few. Mike?
Hi, and our viewers never disappoint. We've gotten some great stuff that I want to show you. Everything from hail, snow, rain, all of the good stuff. So let's take a look at those videos and pictures that have come in here. This one was from the Yucaipa area, I believe, sent to us by Elvira. Look at all that snow that came down, covered the backyard there. This one was in the Hollywood Hills this morning. William Kaplan sent this to us of their child there watching the hail as it all came down this morning. This is from their back porch. You can see covered the chairs there in the patio. And then this is just from actually a couple minutes ago. This is hail in Venice that is coming down right now. So cold enough to produce this hail out there, surprising everyone there. I've also looked at a couple of other photos and videos that have come in. And if you want to send us your photos and videos, take a look. Here's how you do it. You just send us an email at kcalnews.com/share. Go to our website there. You can upload your photos and videos. It'll come to us here. And at the desk, as we come back out on camera here, I'm looking through all those. I'm going to put the good ones on TV. So make them good and send them to us. kcalnews.com/share.
Wow, those are pretty good.
Yeah,
all right.
hail in Venice.
Wow. Mike, thanks. All right, let's check in and how the storm is affecting our roads during this Thursday afternoon commute.
Yeah, KCAL's Robert Dubucky joins us once again with next traffic. Robert.
Well, thank you very much. It's actually looking pretty good so far, but we don't expect that to be the case long term. The 5 freeway through the Grapevine is a place where we're really watching because it's one of those spots where when the snow starts sinking, they end up having to do escorts or they shut down the road completely. So you're going to want to expect some delays there. If you do have to travel through that stretch, make sure you leave early. We have a couple of spots as well. Oh, actually, the 15 freeway in the Cajon Pass is the other spot where we had some snow earlier in the day that has lightened up for now, but watch out for that to rear its head again as we head into the evening and into tomorrow and the weekend. You are seeing a pretty good drive at this hour through that stretch. We do have one problem spot on the 91 freeway right now, westbound side in Carson at Avalon Boulevard. A crash there with the carpool and left lane block backed up starting around Alameda. With your next traffic report, I'm Robert Dubucky.
All right, Robert, thanks so much. This storm is different than others in years past, right? Places are getting snow that don't usually see the white stuff. Snow is hitting at lower elevations and more is on the way.
Yeah, KCAL's Jeff Nguyen continues our Storm Watch team coverage live from Burbank now. Jeff?
Susie and Juan, we have seen snow and hail falling in parts of both of our valleys, which is why some folks are bracing for the worst of this storm. Near whiteout conditions in Cajon Canyon Thursday, which is about 8 miles from Sylmar. Our drone captured snow sticking to the ground for miles and miles. What's unique is the elevation here is only 2,300 feet above sea level. The snowfall was so heavy our camera captured the blooming wildflowers getting pummeled. This is a look at hail coming down in the Hollywood Hills, at one point sticking to the hillsides and coating the roof of this car. In Burbank, Jim Baker was on his roof for the second time in about 15 hours to secure his tarps.
I was anxious, eager to get it done, but the wind was so strong I couldn't do nothing until it calmed down when the sun went down, and then I attacked it.
At Deer Divide Vista Picnic Site off Sand Canyon Road, this part of northern LA County got snow as well. About ½ an inch accumulated here, so a few people went to play in the snow. While dark clouds linger over the San Gabriel Mountains, Diana Costa made a run to the grocery store.
My mother told me, get out and do all your errands early because Friday and Saturday, the weather is going to be terrible.
She's going on vacation to Hawaii, where rain is also in the forecast.
I went shopping for my mom. She's going to watch our dogs while we're in Kauai, so I have to get her stocked up for the week.
There's a chance we may see more snowfall at lower elevations than this as this storm continues. So Jim Baker is preparing as best he can for more rain.
This last wind between the previous storm and now, it riddled everything that was up there. So all this is new tarping.
In places where the snow fell at lower elevations, it did melt rather quickly. Nonetheless, crews did treat the roadways to hopefully prevent them from icing up. We are live in Burbank. Jeff Nguyen, KCAL News.
Jeff, thank you. Up next, swaying in the wind.
And what would you do if you saw this? The brute force of Mother Nature on full display. Wow. Did you see that? On the side of the road, leaving drivers swerving in awe.
And I'm Michelle Geely in Newport Beach. Rain, hail, even a water spout. We have had a cornucopia of wild weather here today in the OC, and I'm going to bring it all to you next.
It's been a wintry mix in Orange County. Rain, hail, even a water spout. KCAL News Orange County reporter Michelle Geely is live this afternoon in Newport Beach with the wild weather today. Michelle.
And Susie, this is exactly why I have my eyes peeled on those clouds behind me. They're hovering over the Newport Beach Pier. We did have a water spout. It was a little bit to the south of us, and boy, was it impressive.
The water spout. Check that out.
Dana Point's Leslie Jones caught impressive video of a big water spout just before 10:30 Thursday morning. It was visible out in the ocean during a heavy rain shower.
Oh, it's starting to hail now. Whoa, that's awesome. Let's go. Give you some. Ah, that's cool.
Reggie Kimbrough and I bonded over a quick hailstorm in the Starbucks parking lot in Rancho Santa Margarita. Not to be outdone, Dana Point checked in with some icy pellets falling from the clouds onto the deck of Dana Wharf's whale watching boat in the harbor. Hail, grapple, ice, whatever we call it, it came down in all shapes and sizes, from the coast in Seal Beach to the canyons near Irvine Lake in Orange County.
Oh, it's pretty incredible. We just came through some hail on the way over here, and it's always neat to see snow on the Saddleback Mountains. So, yeah, it's pretty incredible. I live in Laguna Beach, so seeing the difference and the contrast is, you know, 1 in a million.
From South Orange County, there's a peekaboo view of the snow in the lower elevations of the Santa Ana Mountains. The Jimenez family thought flakes were dropping on their driveway in Rancho Santa Margarita. It's been so cold. Jacqueline Jimenez took lots of pictures and realized it was hail.
It was amazing. It was just a downpour of hail and everything just turned white. I have not seen so much hail before. It was gorgeous.
Let's go! This is great.
They may not have been snowflakes, but catching slush on the tongue was a fun wintertime game.
It feels good. This is cool.
Okay, back live, you guys, in the Newport Beach Pier parking lot. It makes sense, of course, that there's sand at the beach, but piled up like this in the parking spots, we were pretty surprised to find this here today when we pulled up for our live shot. Look at the berms here. That was not created by anyone. That was pushed by good old Mother Nature. All of this sand has blown from the beach into the parking lot. Again, some really wild weather. That's the latest here live at the Newport Beach Pier. I'm Michelle Geely. Back to you.
Well, at first glance, that looks like the driver using his bare hand to lightly tap and break the driver's side window, but that's actually ice encasing his window. He rolls down his window first, as you just saw, to reveal a sheet of ice before he puts his hand through it. And this is in Ames, Iowa, about 40 miles north of Des Moines.
Well, the wind was blowing so hard in Albuquerque, New Mexico, a light pole along the freeway was swaying back and forth. Some gusts were clocked at 70 miles an hour, but there didn't seem to be any damage to that pole. It's a bendy.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not the way that you want to go
Whoa.
down.
No.
A street turns into a slip and slide, and one driver learns firsthand about the slick dangers on the roadway.
Don't hit her. Oh. Okay, it's not the way that you want to go down that hill.
Well, you don't see cars going sideways very often, but it happened in Portland, Oregon. Aaron McClure was watching as a car was trying to get up the hill, but as you can see, with the snow and the ice, that just wasn't going to happen. Luckily, no one else was on the street at that time, and no one was injured.
Wow, quite the side shuffle there.
Whoa.
Well, back here at home, we're experiencing our own bout with winter weather.
Yeah, our weather team coverage continues on. When we could see more rain and snow, let's check back in now with Markina Brown with your first weather forecast. Markina?
Hey there, guys. I tell you, having worked in Cleveland, Ohio, this looks very much like an Ohio radar. We are looking at a little bit of everything, and it's all a wintry precipitation mix, a potpourri of everything. We've got the rain, we've got some hail, probably falling in some ominous areas, and also the snow. We're looking at the snow right now falling just north of San Bernardino there, the rain falling in parts of LA, right along the 405. San Bernardino looking at rain right now, but it has been a very adventurous day there in terms of weather, right? The folks in Rancho Cucamonga now getting more rain, and we are looking at light to maybe just steady rain for you. What you see right there to the north of Rancho Cucamonga, where we see the yellow little spots there, that lets us know that the rain is picking up a little bit in intensity, and I think that's what we'll see more of as we head toward tomorrow. I want to go ahead and track this line for you and let you know who will see more rain in the next few minutes or so, because we've got more storm to go. As you know, the folks in San Bernardino could see more in 8 minutes. Colton, you're up in 14. Redlands, 35. We're looking at Riverside in about 52 minutes. It is going to continue to be pretty active in and around the area, taking you to Glendale, Pasadena, North Hollywood, the 134, the 2. You are getting rain as well. What about over the next several days, though? When can we expect all of this to end? For that, we go to meteorologist Evelyn Tash. She's got a look at our 7-day forecast. Hey, Ev.
Hey, Markina, and a very good question, because the last couple of days have been pretty wild for a lot of us. We're still expecting rain, and as you mentioned, we still have more to go. We're seeing rain and heavy rain along with snow on radar. Now, as we get a look at our 7-day forecast for the valleys, you'll see right here, heavy, chilly rain expected tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually going to be the big rain day, and then we see those snow levels drop off again by Saturday. Once that happens, we're actually going to see maybe some snow in places that we don't normally see snow, similar to where we've been these last couple of days. Now, Sunday, partly cloudy. That's where we get the break. Sunday's going to be beautiful. It's going to be cool, but we will see just drier conditions before we head into another 3 days of potential rain. Not as heavy, but the chances there, and we still could see some issues in the Grapevine as snow levels will still be low next week. They could still drop down to 4,000 feet. For the IE, heavy rain and wind. And then we're going to see that snow potentially on Saturday as snow levels drop off again. So they come up for a little bit, then they drop off again. And we do have blizzard warnings in effect late Friday into Saturday for the San Bernardino and Riverside County mountains, and late tonight through tomorrow for the Ventura County mountains and the LA County mountains. Now, beaches, heavy rain and wind. Sun returns for a moment on Sunday, and then by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we are expecting showers for the high desert. Same pattern goes with more low elevation mountain snow on Saturday and possibly by Wednesday of next week. Juan, Susie, back to you.
All right, Evan, Markina, thank you so much. The NBA resumes play today following the All-Star break.
Sports director Jim Hill is live at Crypto.com Arena with more now. Jim? National Geographic has released the winners of its Pictures of the Year contest, and best of the best is this one called Dance of the Eagles. It shows several birds fighting for a spot on a branch in Alaska.
Well, a software engineer captured this photo. It was picked from nearly 5,000 entries of pictures taken all over the world.
Wow.
9 other photographers also received honorable mentions.
They're all very good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Beautiful pictures. Look at that.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for watching KCAL News at 4. Our next newscast just moments away on KCAL News at 5 on CBS.
And we'll see you again tonight on KCAL News at 8, 9, and 10. We'll see you later.